So the next section we're going to have a look at is content, and this is structured in two ways. So we're going to have a look at the content that you already have, and then we're going to have a look at the content that you want to create. Now, one of the things that I talk about with my clients is the idea of a content flow rather than just a content plan. A content flow is the idea that what you actually need to get to the stage where you've posted some content is content ideas, and then content creation, and then finally content posting. Often we think about a content plan as being just turn up and post, but actually, and especially today when creating content is more around video and other types of content that you need a few skills in order to achieve, it's going to be far easier to break down creating content into these three elements: collecting your content ideas, creating your content, and then turning up and posting it. If you just have a content plan that is turn up and post, it's likely that you're probably going to be missing some of the steps with that. If you focus on your content as three different things, collecting content ideas, creating the content, and then posting, then you're continuously doing something that is working towards posting the content at the end of that. It's also worth noting that a lot of content creation these days is much more intricate than it used to be. Short videos are really popular online, which is absolutely fantastic, but they do require skill to make. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not brain surgery or rocket science, but it is a skill and you might not have it at the moment. So this is also the section where you might want to have a think about what you need to learn in order to create the great content that you're wanting to achieve for your business. So let's start at the beginning of our content journey and document what content you already have. Now, I hear the phrase, I don't have any content for my business, over and over again, and it simply isn't true. I'm sure that you have loads of content because you are running your business right now, and your business is creating content every single day the more you work on it. And if you're doing client work or you have products or services, they are an infinite source of content. One of the things to remember here is that you think everything about your business is obvious because you do it every single day. But everybody who comes to your business is new and they don't know anything. And so your content is there to show them exactly what they need to know about their business, what it's like to work with you or buy products or services from you, and what they can expect. So in this section, there are two things that I want you to do. Firstly, write a list of the content that you already have. Do you write a newsletter? Do you have a website? Do you have frequently asked questions? When you do client work, do common themes come up? Do people ask you the same things when they meet you at networking events? Make a note of all of that. Write all of that down. Every single one of those could be a piece of content, and it's a really good idea to start collecting a list of these and adding to it regularly so that you can come back to it again and again when you need to create content. The second thing to look at in this section is how you are currently creating content. So one of the things that I recommend that people do is start off by creating the content that is easiest for them. So if you're the sort of person who can write a long blog, fantastic, keep that up. If you're constantly taking photos of the work that you can do, that's great. If you take videos, even better. One of the key skills that I recommend to people here is the idea of stacking. So you're going to start off with the content that feels easy. You're going to take those content ideas and create them into content that you are regularly posting in a way that works for you right now. And once you've got the hang of that, then you can include new content creation skills. Everything in this marketing strategy is about building consistency over time. It's about showing up for your business and constantly marketing it and being able to do that in the easiest way possible while you're still running your business. So when it comes to content creation, start off slowly to build up your consistency. If you can find a way to make easy content, something that's easy for you, twice a week and post it on all the social media channels that you are currently active on, then that's a fantastic achievement. And in a month's time, it's likely that you'll feel pretty chilled out about doing that. That's the point at which you might want to think about creating a new type of content. You might want to pick up some skills around creating a short video and start making those as well. Again, make sure that you're thinking about your content flow, that you're taking your content ideas, but that you're giving content creation separate time where you can really focus on making something, especially if you are picking up a new skill. Don't think that you can just take an idea, create a reel and post it straight away when you've never done it before. I'm not telling you this to be negative, I'm telling you this to be realistic. The best way that you can get to consistency around your marketing is to start by making content that you enjoy making and build on it from there. And with that in mind, the final part of content is writing down the sort of content that you're going to want to create in the future. So let's go back to the idea of what you're creating now and what you might want to create. Now, we all know short videos are all the rage. I myself did swear that I would never be making a reel as long as I lived. And now, after about 18 months, I've made over 100 reels on Instagram, and I think I've got it down to a T. However, it took a long time to do that. It wasn't something that I created in week one. So when you're thinking about the kind of content that you want to create in the future, make sure that you note down any skills that you think you are going to need in order to be able to do that. If you need support with something like that, then regular members of my content club have access to all my resources where I talk about things like how to create different types of content and break down exactly how to make things like reels or short videos so that you can get started as soon as possible. If you'd like to become a regular member and you're not already, then there's a link below to take a look.